take a minute to talk about something that's really getting under my skin lately. As I posted on my Facebook page, I received an email yesterday morning from my company stating that one of our drivers had broke down on the freeway and a tow truck was there to pull him out, to tow him away. And while the driver was in the process of retrieving his triangles, he was struck by a truck who had apparently come onto the shoulder. He's got some pretty severe injuries, and my company was asking for other drivers to donate in his name. I donated 10% of my next settlement check because it could be me. But the reason that I'm making this video is because I know a lot of drivers, men and women that I respect greatly, who tell me the same thing as many new drivers. They don't use their CB. They don't turn it on unless there's traffic or, they're at a shipper that requires it, or some specific instance that it is required. I have my CB on almost the entire time that I'm driving. I sometimes will turn it down for an important phone call, but that's about the only exception. The reason I do that is because I want to know about every single vehicle on the side of the road so that I can move over. I want to tell everybody about every single vehicle on the side of the road so that they can move over. It is not the school you go to or the trainer that you're with or the company that you drive for that determines the quality of driver you are, or a little bit more relevant to this subject, how much a part of the community, the brotherhood, although I don't like brotherhood because that kind of leaves out all the women. But those things are not determining factors in whether or not, hold on.
You got it there, oversized, if you want to come over.
Those things are not determining factors in whether or not you're part of the community. Being part of the community involves helping the community. And if you have your radio off and you're never telling anybody about cars on the side of the road or DOT officers doing roadside inspections, and I don't care if you're running legal or not, I have no desire to encounter a DOT officer. I don't care if I just started my day and I've got a fresh 70 and I did my pre-trip and everything, 100% legal. I don't care. I don't want to encounter him because he might be having a bad day and he might find something that I didn't. He might find something that isn't there. It doesn't matter. I'm not making the determination for you whether or not you want to encounter a DOT officer. I'm only wanting to give you the information that he's there. Do with it what you want. Similarly, give me the information. Let me do with it what I want. But there's too many guys out here that, all you see when you pass them is the headphones in their ear, or worse, the great big headphones that cover their ear. How are you ever going to consider yourself a quality driver when you can't even hear what's going on because you got your music up so loud with noise-canceling headphones that block out every outside sound? I hear what's wrong with this truck before I see or smell what's wrong with this truck. And almost always before those gauges tell me there's something wrong with this truck. You are absolutely unsafe and unprofessional in my opinion, if you are wearing those great big headphones that cover your ears, if you are blaring your music so loud that you can't hear your CB if you happen to have it on, or a siren coming up behind you, or an air horn, somebody out of control. I learned my lesson about distracted driving in 2008. I got a speeding ticket going through Cincinnati. I had my stereo on really loud. I had my CB on, because I always do, and I was talking on the phone. I was the epitome of a distracted driver. The officer that cited me himself was on the CB saying, "Hey guys, watch it, there's somebody gunning you up ahead." Well, I heard him when he said it, so I backed it down to 55, because in 2008, the entire state of Ohio, the Buckeye was 55 for trucks, except the turnpike. Well, as I said, I was distracted, so, I got back into my rhythm. I had the music, I had the CB, I had the phone conversation, I put my foot back on the floor, and I'd sell it on, my truck would do 67. I come around a bend, and there he is standing in the road with his radar gun pointed right at me. Fuck. I let off the throttle, air brakes kick in, slows me down to 55 right as he gets behind me. And I kept saying, "Please don't turn your lights. Please," damn it, he turned on his lights. So I pulled over. I no sooner popped my brakes and he took off like a bat out of hell, tires squealing, throwing rocks and dirt. Past my truck. Sat there for a minute thinking, I don't know what just happened, but all right. Pushed in my brakes and took off down the road. I got a mile and a half down the road, and he's standing in the granny lane, pointing at me and pointing at the side of the road. He had another truck there. He got two of us. He walks up to his truck. He walks up to my truck. He looks up at me, puts his head down, just shakes his head, steps up on my step and says, "I told you I was up here." I said, "Yeah, I know." Anyway, the point is, if you're wearing those big headphones, too much distraction, period. But the larger point is, turn your radio on and help each other out so that nobody gets hit by a truck because the truck didn't get over. Be safe, y'all.